Good afternoon again, folks. Bart Heitch here at Supreme Court's third week of our Playdates, and you can follow us at SCourtsGville on Instagram. I'm joined with Coach Jeff Smith in Pell City in his second year now, and also Colin McCombs and Jaden Coleman, two key parts. I just watched this team play, had a good victory earlier, Coach. What about these Playdates, first off, that we did? You know, you've been in this game for a minute. This is not something that we always had. Do you like it, dislike it? What's your thoughts?
I like it better the way it's set up now, because in the past they just gave you 7 days, if I remember that correctly. I think that's back when you played. Just 7 days.
Yes.
And now,
Coach, I don't even know. Sorry, I don't even know if we had that back then.
Yeah. Well, I know that. Yeah, basketball was very restricted in what they could do in the summer, and now it's 3 weeks. So it's all you can get for 3 weeks, and it's a lot better for us, for sure, because we have several multi-sport athletes with football and baseball. And if we don't take advantage of our 3 weeks with practice time and playing games, we have no way to develop, establish some chemistry, a new identity, new character for a new team, because you're just not going to have them until after football season. So it's a lot better now, in my opinion.
I totally agree. So Colin, first off, let's start with you. Watch your game a little bit, and just cerebral is what I'd say. Able to get your teammates involved, get to your spots. You were good in transition. You made some open threes. You know, here. What's your favorite aspect of the game? Where do you feel like that you're the most comfortable offensively?
Probably. I like running the floor in transition, seeing my options.
I would agree. I mean, Coach, he got to the jump stop, he got to the pitch, he got to what he wanted to. And Jaden, for you also, lefty coming out, long, getting in that open court. Do you feel like that's where you're at your best as well, as in transition?
Yes, sir.
That left side of the floor, is that a place you like to be?
Yes, sir.
A whole lot. I mean, he can tell you just know how to play and maneuver around, being able to finish. So, Coach, let's talk about the area a little bit. Mountain Brook, Shades Valley, Woodlawn. Like we said, this is your second year at Pell City. Successful last year. Successful in your first year, probably a bit more successful than a lot of people thought that you might be. So what's the expectation this year in that difficult area for your team?
I want us to first be able to just compete. I mean, I think if we develop a foundation to where we compete no matter who we're playing, and we know how we want to play. In other words, we know who we are, and we're going to play. No one's going to play harder than we are. That's what I want us to have. And then if we can get that foundation established through this summer, then I'll let the chips fall where they may. Because then if we compete with the talent that we have and the kids we have, then well, like I said, we'll just wait and see. But we have to get that established first. You got to know who you are, and you got to know what your strengths are. And then, and right now we're trying to establish that's going to be with our defense and just hustle. Don't ever get out hustled.
So, guys, I'm going to elaborate on his point a little bit, because Coach, I was extremely impressed. Other team was zoning, and I mean, it was going short corner or elbow, and you guys were turning and looking. I mean, and just fundamentally, you had been taught what to look for in certain situations. If you can, both of you in your own words. First of all, you, Colin. Pell City's been a program for the last, probably 15 years that hasn't been really known for basketball. Last year, all of a sudden, there's some momentum going, and that's with you guys. But did that start day one with Coach? What was it when he got there that was different?
As soon as he came here, he was on us. There was no.
Explain. Give me a story about him being on us, if you will. He's better, Coach.
Well, one time, it was a loose ball. He was going for it. He dives into the speaker, hits his ribs on the wall. Everyone's over there checking on him. Coach's like, "What are y'all doing? He's all right. He got the steal. Get back in."
Absolutely. To play through it.
Yeah.
Play through whatever it is. Anything for you? What was the difference, though? I mean, Jay, was it just like a light bulb, like, wow, this is going to be different?
We all bought in and we did all the stuff to get better, and we repped it, worked hard at it, we got better at it. We just worked at it, kept working at it. And we got the results.
Well, I mean, to me, it's about the work. Coach. I mean, you know that. But like, what are you expecting? What are you expecting from these two guys this year as you get into this season and come February? You know, where do you want them to be? How do they need to improve that will help your team improve?
First off is just leadership by example. I know not everybody's a rah-rah guy. You know I get loud sometimes and whatnot, and that's not, I just want them to be leaders based on their personalities. And if they take that responsibility, because not all kids do. They don't want to be the one to call other teammates out. Because these two are key to our success for their senior year. And the other thing is by example. I want them to be, when they say, if we're talking about somebody being late, if we're talking about somebody not hustling, those other teammates can't say, well, our captains are, they're not doing something. They can't do that because they will be the standard. And now, again, that's not everybody's cup of tea. But for us to be successful, these two, in my opinion, have to show that.
Well, folks, if you haven't, might want to start paying attention to Pell City basketball a little bit because there's a new mentality that Coach Smith brings, and I think these kids explained it, and it was obvious when I watched them play today. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks, and we're going to keep an eye on you. I look forward to having you back at Spring Course.
Thank you.
Thank you.